I don't know if he's going to run the intro or not. I'm about to find out any second.
It says live 7 seconds in.
All right.
Live.
I'm going to take it to mean Joe's not, our producer, excuse me, not rolling the intro. Oh, Friday. Woo, whoa. Starting off with a nice echo. I love that. That was great. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Friday. Welcome to another episode of Labs Advisors Live. Unfortunately, Joe McHugh could not join us today. My wonderful and fabulous co-host, Joe McHugh.
But we're just gonna call me Joe anyways today.
Surprise guest has joined us. Chad Andrews, and of course we have the wonderful ghost of Joe McHugh, who this is blessings to be he has rained upon us. And the first blessing that he has rained upon us is Chad. Chad, what's going on, man? How's it going?
Joe said he wasn't gonna be on, and I saw Kimber was. I said, I love Kimber so much, I want to come support her.
Well, I am. This is. You actually caught me with cat's got my tongue here. I did not expect Chad to just pop up here. I am also joined today, our special guest, Kimbo Slice.
Are you sure it's not Chad? Am I the special guest?
I believe you're still the special guest. I still believe that you're the special guest today, Chad. Chad is going to be filling in as co-host today. Is what's going on here.
I am so lucky.
So, Kimber, tell us a little bit about what we are going to be talking about today.
Okay, so today is going to be a little bit of a rapid fire. I just wanted all of you to realize the treasure trove that is the SmartPlans Library. So I am out of 2 market centers that are based out of Salt Lake City, and I get asked all the time, what smart plans should I use? I even see my agents trying to or creating their own. And I want all of you watching today to realize that there are some that you can implement in your business today, and your life is easier immediately. So we have kind of compiled our awesome Labs Advisors group and some of the smart plans that they have authored. And we're just going to go through that.
And just to put it out there, I have been stealing these plans for a while. So I'm a little upset we're doing this today, just because I've been using these for a minute. I thought I was original. Now they're going to be everywhere, because these are actually some really good smart plans for all kinds of different use cases. Chad has written approximately none of them, so we don't have to worry about any kind of grammar or spelling mistakes inside of these. These are going to be solid, rock solid plans. But Kimber, why don't we go ahead and let's get that screen shared? Where's our producer?
You don't have to worry about any Texas slang in the verbiage.
Oh, lovely. So Kimber's screen is now on display. Kimber, take us away. Let's go over the first one.
Okay, cool. So are you guys familiar with the neighborhood nurture?
Yes.
Awesome.
My favorite one.
That is your favorite one.
It is my favorite one, Chad? I love it.
I don't want to ask Chad any questions yet. We don't want to. We'll
save
that for later. So monthly neighborhood nurture. I know a lot of you are using it. I think I'm going to throw out this stat without knowing 100% if it's accurate. I have to say it's probably the most used smart plan in the library. That being said, I think it is not as valuable if you don't set it up with your sphere, right? So you have 2 options. One is you go add that smart plan to a contact and it goes to them and they're like, cool, what's this email? The second option is you send them something ahead of time that basically tees it up. Here's the value that I'm going to be sending you every month. Here's what it is. So our friend Garrett, he is also a fellow Labs advisor. He created a smart plan that ties the monthly neighborhood nurture together. into the intro that I was talking about. So you guys notice when I searched library, I just searched labs. So you'll notice that you can search by any name that a smart plan is, but we've started to, as labs advisors, identify when we are authoring a smart plan, if it's built by a labs advisor. And that just helps you. I mean, what do you think that helps most with, Chad?
You put me on the spot, Kimber. It is tried and true and tested.
Yep.
It's
Evan?
been labbed. It's been labbed.
Yes.
It's been tested.
Yes. Yes. There are plenty of people that are in the technology every day. We are in that group. We're in the technology every day. We're also labbing the technology every day. So that is why we've added that identifier for you. So I'm going to scroll down. This is the smart plan I'm looking at. It's Garrett Stewart, and it's neighborhood update intro email. So
is that the most used one too? 1,900 agents using this plan.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett.
That is not a small number.
That is not.
So all you have to do is click add smart plan. That will add it to your library. Obviously, I've already added it, so it's not showing. So I'm going to jump over to my smart plans, and I'm going to open that up. So here's the rules. There's a few. For the people that don't like rules, they don't like what I'm about to say. You want to make sure you click that edit button for every smart plan that you add from the library. Repeat after me, Evan. Always click the edit.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Why is that?
I didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, oh gosh, what rule did I break?
I'm a friend of the show. I'm not the host of the show, if you guys haven't noticed.
And I'm barely host.
I wouldn't say you're a friend either. That's to be determined.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, I don't know that you get to make that claim, sir.
I've got 53 minutes.
Kimber, friend of the show here.
Yes.
I am claiming it right now. Kimber is friend of the show. And yes, so get back to what she had just said. Very important. Yeah, always edit. Always edit. Always read what's in there and know what's in there. And then actually edit it. If you would please, if you would like to.
So those of us that author these, we really do try to make them streamlined and try to make them that it's scalable. Other people can use it. That being said, it could be that it doesn't sound like you, that you want to add something different to it. So I always just suggest once you go and add the smart plan, go and click that edit button and read through everything, even if it's just your quick proofread, right? So all Garrett has done is added an email at the beginning that says what's going on in your neighborhood is the subject. And then down here, he's just saying, hey, and then this contact first name, that's actually going to input the contact's name in there, right? So we want that, what's the word, merge field? Is that the correct term?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, merge fields, right?
Okay. And then this is just talking about, this is what you're going to receive. As homes come on the market, you're going to get a monthly summary of market statistics and info sold every 30 days. If you want to add any additional neighborhoods, let me know. Have a great day. And then if he sends it, it's going to say Garrett Stewart. Mm-hmm. Then it's going to delay a day, and then it's going to add them to the monthly neighborhood nurture. So how much more powerful is that smart plan, the monthly neighborhood nurture, if you've teed up what they're going to be receiving and you've reminded them the value?
Yeah. I like it because it's simple. It's straightforward. I heard someone doing this the other day. I like Garrett's edition of it because he's got a good bit of information that he's thrown into that initial email. But I've seen people kind of do like one step before, just kind of say, hey, I'm going to do this. And it's good to kind of just give them a heads up so they're already aware of it, what they're going to be looking at, instead of just being a surprise. So I love that one.
Exactly. So that's the first one.
Boom. One down. 30 more to go.
This is a 2-hour special. No, I'm kidding. Aren't you glad you came, Chad?
I know you are.
Okay.
So the use case for that plan is you're already using the monthly neighborhood nurture. This is going to add another step. Delise Bowles says, Garrett Stewart, I love this smart plan with the entry email. Knowing how to introduce it has been a stumbling block for me. Problem solved. Thanks for being willing to share. Thank you, Delise.
Delise is actually in my market center, so shout out to her.
Boom.
As someone who thinks he knows everything, I did not know that Garrett had put that in there. And I'm actually going to use that because I think it's great. It's perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Now there are 1,911 agents using it. Just going up a number.
All right. Let's get to the
Okay.
next one.
So this is very important. So our friend Saeed, he is also a labs advisor. He has put a smart plan out there about Facebook follow-up.
Or the S-Man.
Yes. You know what? And this is where it's easier. I'm just going to write labs. Here we go. Okay, this is it. Text only, Facebook lead follow-up. So my only soapbox about Facebook lead follow-up is I have this conversation a lot with agents on Facebook ads. They will spend a little or a lot of money. It doesn't matter. If they get leads, they're like, the numbers were bad. I don't know. I didn't get anything out of it, blah, you know? And a Facebook ad lead is an online lead. And an online lead is only as strong as the follow-up attached to it, right? Mm-hmm. So do not run an ad, a Facebook ad, without some kind of a follow-up would be my prescription and suggestion.
Yeah, you're wasting your money if you don't.
Yeah. And the money's in follow-up anyway.
Yeah. And so, Chad, do you run Facebook ads for your team in your business?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're always doing a follow-up, right?
Yes, it goes in. It's set, so it's a kind of a 10 days of paintish follow-up first, and then we roll into an 8x8 and a 36 touch.
Awesome.
So everybody's going to follow up.
So I'm going to add Saeed's, and we're just going to go click add to smart plan or add smart plan, sorry. And just know you guys can change the name of it so you have an identifier for yourself. We've just named all of these and added labs advisors to it, so it's easy for you to search it. But you can name it whatever you want. And then now that I've added it, I'm going to open that one up. What's the rule? Edit.
Okay, I have to say, when she said what's the rule, I was like, oh my God, I still don't know what the rule is.
And this is,
I'm a bad student. I'm a terrible student. But yes, always edit. Hit the edit button. I got you, Kimber. I'm here.
Yes. And this is why. And this is a perfect example. So Chesterbrook area is the location that Saeed services, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the area he cares about. That's what he's going to be talking about in his text, right? I live in a land far, far away from Chesterbrook. I don't even know where.
Are you saying that if I just copied this plan and didn't edit it and published it, people are going to get texted with the word Chesterbrook?
Yeah, and they'd be like, we don't know where that is. Is that on the other side of Great Salt Lake? We don't know. We don't know. So I am going to change. I put one of our listings in, and I could put
Utah area.
The Salt Lake area, Salt Lake County, Utah area. That's
Utah area. The Utah area.
Mm-hmm. I know there's a lot of Utahns on here right now. I've got a hype squad for sure.
If you're in Utah and you're in the chat, feel free to yell out the word Utah.
Go Utes. Okay, so I'm going to check this and I'm going to change it. Okay. Then delay a day, and then it's sending out another text message. So to Chad's point, it's a follow-up system, right? So you want to have continuous follow-up. Hey, it's basically like, hey, it's me again. Hey, it's Chad, right? If this is Chad's at Keller Williams, you looked at homes I put on Facebook and I wanted to make sure you were taken care of. How can I help you? I understand you might not be looking now. When are you planning to buy a home? We are here for you. If I wanted to add anything else to that, I could go put it right here.
Yep.
So
another day, no text.
Yep. And then another text talking about Keller Mortgage, which I think is a great idea because maybe if they haven't responded, you're giving another carrot. Like there's a zero lender fees option. There's $1,000 back at closing option if you use a Keller Williams agent. So I think this is just a good smart plan that integrates different pieces of your business to throw out different ways to capture the lead. And this is another example. We will all be directed to search Philly suburb homes. Now I know where Chesterbrook is.
Yeah. So just so everybody's aware, if you don't edit it, Saeed appreciates the business. He thanks you very much for sending leads to his website.
Yep. And I'm sure it's a great website. So that's why you're going to go edit it. So you guys get the point. I do love that he's incorporated an emoji. I feel like Joe McHugh's usually our good fact checker right off the bat. But with Twilio, sending that emoji, is that going to cost me more credits?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So that's something to be aware of as well. But, the statement of that scary emoji might be worth it. I just want
I think the amount of credits is still pretty negligible at the end of the day. I mean, the credits in Twilio are incredibly affordable. And it comes down to it. I mean, we've seen studies. Emojis do have a higher response rate for whatever reason. I am not a psychologist, so I don't claim to know the reason why. That being said, hey, if it works, it works.
My guess, for me, receiving the text message, it just feels a little less spammy. Feels a little bit more like a human texted it to me.
I also appreciate Saeed's use of the horrified emoji to explain, I haven't heard from you. Oh my God.
I do love that.
GIFs, or it could be GIF. It could be a soft J.
Sure. Yeah. If you're from the, Utah, then you probably use the word
Let's
GIF.
also put out here, in this one, he's using dynamic texting here as well. So he's not doing just the one message. So I'm assuming at the bottom of here, this plan's going to repeat because it's going to cycle through different text messages on its. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't have a repeat. But to my understanding, when you have this, the system will pick one or the other, correct? Even if you don't have it cycling?
It should pick the first one.
Oh,
Pick the first one, and then when it goes, so if we look at the dynamic SMS thing, add more text messages to cycle through your repeating smart plans to avoid repeating messages to your clients. So that's another way that can be done, is basically doing that.
Okay.
So that way, if they come through it again, they don't get the exact same message over and over again. You can get a little more creative, especially with your more long-term ones. With that all being said, this is about Facebook leads here, and he's hitting them really hard. The other thing I want to note about this plan, if you use this plan, is no, you're fine. You can go. We can go ahead and pull up the next one.
Okay.
Notice how it says a couple of the steps in there. It says, "I haven't heard from you." Horrified emoji, right? Typically, when you're using lead plans like this, when you do hear from someone, you want to pull them off of these plans and put them on a different follow-up plan so they're not getting continuous text messages saying, "I haven't heard from you," when you just talked to them yesterday, right? That's something that I like to point out with these. Now, some folks out there may want to argue with me on that one. That's just been my experience. I speak for myself on that. This is not legal advice, financial advice, or tax advice. Just putting it out there that I find whenever you're going to use that kind of language, make sure that when people do respond to you, pay attention to that bell in command for your Twilio replies so we can pull those out and put them on a little more of a, oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you. Brilliant point, he says. Thank you, Chris. But if you pay attention to that bell, that's when you'll see replies come in. Whenever someone replies to one of mine, I pull them off of the like Chad using 10 Days of Pain, or Saeed's daily text messages. I'm going to pull them off something that's so aggressive, and I'm going to put them on something a little more call to action focused to get them into an appointment at that point in time. Because now I've established a relationship. This is a contact, not just a lead anymore, because we're having a two-way conversation. So I don't need to be hitting them with a, hey, where are you? Hey, where you been? Hey, I haven't heard from you. What's going on? You start to look really automated really fast, and people will unsubscribe really quickly.
Yep.
All that being said, that was a mouthful.
Well, and I just want to add one little point. So I looked up labs again to start our next one, and Mike Hyde, which he's the labs advisor I'm going to highlight next. He has 2 Facebook lead smart plans. So you can find as many smart plans as you want when it comes to Facebook ads. So pick the one that kind of speaks to you the most, but yeah.
Mike Hyde coming in with 3 of them here. We got Command. I want to see Command Your Sphere.
Okay, so I love this one. So this is the one we're going to highlight. I'm so glad that we didn't even coordinate that, but I'm glad that's the one you said you wanted to see. Okay.
Boom.
So, again, you guys are familiar with how you add this to your own list. And now I just have to
pick me. Pick me. Always hit edit.
Oh, yes. What's the rule? Don't forget the rule. Okay.
I didn't that time.
Okay, so the reason why I was introduced to this smart plan was there was an agent in my office that's actually a relative of Mike. And she came in my office and we were sitting talking about smart plans. And she said, my cousin Mike told me to use this smart plan as I'm a new agent getting going with my sphere. And he said it's just a plug and play. And I'm like, okay, let's open up this smart plan. And I was, just so you know, Mike, if you're here, I was very impressed with the structure of this. So this is a really good, you don't necessarily have to be a new agent, but this is a good, let's re-engage with my sphere smart plan. So the first thing is just thanks for your help. I like his subjects. Subjects are big, right? Because they grab your attention. Thanks for your help. So you're like, wait, what did I do? Right? So that makes you want to open it. So Mike just talks about, I wanted to send you a quick email. Thanks for your support in developing my business, demoing my app. Here are a couple of easy things you can do to help us at any time. So again, more phrasing it as a team. So if you are a single agent and you want it to be more phrased as I help me, that's an edit you would make. And then he's said, download and share my mobile app. He's incorporated the merge field, so it will just plug in his link. And then it even plugs in his Facebook, which that will come from the marketing profile. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That right there, I did want to point this out because notice how it's not blue like the rest. That is not a merge field. Okay. Unless, Mike, you want to tell me otherwise, and I don't know if you're watching or not. From my experience with these is that when they're not formatted like with the blue, that's going to come in as real text. So you may want to actually type in your Facebook there. I think that's what Mike's trying to convey here. The other thing I want to point out, and I like to think I know what I'm talking about, but I'm wrong a lot. In this case, I would go and put my link there is what I would do if this was me putting this in my command. The other thing I want to point out about this mail, if you scroll up just a wee bit, Mike, I love this. So this is how I love to see emails written, because he's got a lot of text here. Some people are going to read that. And we know from the disc profile, some folks are just skipping to what they need to see, right? And he's bolded his call to actions. There's a couple of things that you can do to help us at any time. Download the app, introduce people in your life that they just need the information. He's got download the app bolded again at the bottom. All of his call to actions are bolded. So his important things that he's trying to communicate are in there. But he's also got the nice filler in there. My goal is to be a trusted resource, all that good stuff. Chris Orsini is saying that's the way design merge fields are formatted. That is correct. My only fear is when this actually sends, and we could test it just to be sure, is that when it's sent through smart plans like this, that it may not do that because it's a simple email, not a designed email.
And our producer will probably be testing that as we do this.
Our producer is currently doing that
We're big time now. We have a staff that's in the back.
Let's keep rolling.
Okay, so text message, right? And you guys will notice these are right on top of each other. Day one, meaning these are going out the same day. Thanks for demoing my app and sharing it with your friends. Here's the link. Make sure to save this number for me in your contacts as well. You guys have probably mentioned that in other episodes, but Twilio reinforcing that that's a business number, a work number, having them still identify that number with Mike Hyde is a good thing. So I love that he included that. Yeah,
absolutely.
And then delay a day, and then it's going to have a task to write a note talking again about the app. So why, honestly, like we can scroll through these touches. I want to make sure.
Can we go real quick? I'm sorry. I just read a line in it, and I could just see Mike Hyde saying this. Come up just a little bit on the task. The first one. He says, P.S. Shoot me a text when you get this card so I know that it found its way to you in the task. When he says,
hold on.
The postscript.
Oh,
shoot me a text when you get this card so he puts the ... I love you, Mike. That's awesome.
Okay, so I don't even remember what I was saying.
Yeah, you were going to the next one. I'm sorry, Kimber.
Yeah, I don't remember. We'll pretend that that wasn't that.
I have to confirm my note card.
You having a blonde moment?
No,
I
this
never have those.
This is great. This is great. No, this is I'm laughing because I just love, because I know Mike and I just love the way he talks. But this is actually really good because he's reinforcing communication. That's, they're tying those things back together. That is good. I just love it.
You actually reminded me what I was about to say, so I appreciate it. It was a blind moment for a second.
Boom.
Really, with marketing, reinforcing your message is really important, right? So the timing of this, like, we're still in the same week that he's mailing a card, sending an email, sending text messages, and we're still talking about the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I love this. It's not just, there's a cool smart plan out there. This is really strategic, in my opinion. So okay, the one question I would have for Mike Hyde is on this task. He reminded himself to do a task for adding them to the neighborhood nurture versus actually
this
adding
is a Facebook plan, right? So it could be that he hasn't gotten their
this
address yet or had a neighborhood put on there. So he could be, this could be the moment where he's reminding himself to add a neighborhood or add an address and then put them on the plan. That way they don't get enrolled in the plan automatically and then just immediately come off of it because they're not eligible for the plan. So that's, I actually do like his implementation of that.
Okay, love that. And then again, because we've sent the message or sent the neighborhood nurture, now it's saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set you up on this. So similar to what Garrett had done, you're teeing up what you're about to send them so that the value is more enforced. And then we're just still talking about the same thing, texting. If you didn't receive it, please check your spam filter. So if you guys
know the way Mike structures his stuff, this is great.
Yeah, the summary, 24 days, 8 touches. If you're sitting there now thinking, okay, like, I need to reach out to my sphere and I don't know what I'm doing, like, I'm just kind of going in circles and waiting for my MCTT to tell me something profound to maybe get me to act. I see that face a lot. This is really just, okay, jump in here and do command to your sphere. Add your people to it today. After you edit it, don't break the
Can you go back to the very bottom? It's like he even put a little script in there for you.
Yeah.
On the call. It's great. I love that. And voice.
That reminds me back in the old EH days, and they had call steps, and they put scripts in there.
Yeah. Roll back. It's not even Thursday.
Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. Next one. That's a good one.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go off the beat.
This is on your real account too, isn't it? So there's a chance that you're accidentally gonna throw a bunch of people on some Mike Hyde's websites.
Yeah, you never know.
It could happen. The risk you take for us, Kimber, we appreciate it.
Okay, where are we at? 2:30. Okay, I just want to make sure. So this is a non-Labs Advisor plan. I came across it weirdly, right? That's what happens when you hang out in the SmartPlan library, you find stuff. Northwest region. Who's in the Northwest region? Do we have Labs Advisors in the Northwest region?
We might. I don't. Well, yeah.
Laura Posey. I'm going to shout her out. Okay. So I was actually digging into Command MC, and I found a smart plan that this region has specifically put out for their agents to engage their spheres. So I love that, by the way. That gave me a really good idea. Help our agents be more intentional with their database. That's a big thing for me. And one of the smart plans that they've created is just called a first-time homebuyer biweekly email. Okay. 2,200 agents are using it. So it's pretty popular.
Sorry, Garrett.
Wait, why are you saying I'm not paying attention?
He was at 1,900 earlier. And I was
okay. Yep.
This one's got more. I'm just being.
It's a competition. Yeah. I thought he had said something in the chat. I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's not a competition. Okay. So my first time home buyer, edit.
Always hit edit.
Yes. If I make one difference today, it's that everyone's going to know they need to push edit. Okay.
It's a good lesson. The amount of times I've seen that. Yeah, Garrett's got stuff up his head. Thank you, Garrett. Appreciate it.
I just want all of you to put your best professional foot forward, right? And, you know, putting another agent's name is not the way to start it.
The amount of times I've seen that come up as a support request of people sending smart plans they didn't proofread. I mean, guys, it really is more common than you think. So please do check that edit button. Kimber, sorry about that. Keep going.
Totally fine. So my first time home buyer. So then the first email is really just breaking down, when should I start looking for a home? You should start actively looking for a home when you have a pre-approval, and just talking about that, right? Yeah. And then delaying 14 days because they're a first-time home buyer. They're probably more in the watch phase, right? They're simmering. Then we're just going to educate them throughout the next few days, right? Or this is a 71-day plan. Why does pre-approval matter?
I'm going to point out again, too, on this one, another example of really good job using the formatting tools that are available to you when you're making simple emails. I see a lot of smart plans that just have like plain text and not much else. Oh, and this one, even better. Like we got subscript here with italics and smaller font. I mean, it comes across, the communication is a lot more digestible when you use your formatting tools to highlight the important things, underline sections, things like that, use bullet points, all that good stuff. It's good practice.
Yep, exactly. And then what to expect when I'm buying a home. You got the capitals, you got the bold. Why should I hire a real estate agent? This is a really good plan when someone's in that passive phase. And I would love if I incorporated this into my business. This would be one that I would probably create a first-time homebuyer tag and create a trigger event. Mm-hmm. So for you guys, I mean, I'm just going to explain that a little bit in case people don't know.
Yeah, what is a trigger event?
Yes. So I would identify this smart plan with a specific tag, right? So let's say I had created that first-time homebuyer tag. And so now anytime I add that tag to a contact, this smart plan will immediately fire, which will automate it even more, right? So this is automation once I go add you to it. But if I can just go add a tag, then I've even leveled up my automation.
Absolutely.
So this one's just
especially because, you know, this one's got a very specific use case, and that's something that you would tag, first-time home buyer, right? Mm-hmm. So when you get somebody, put that tag in there, wonderful. I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, Kimber. I apologize.
You're not interrupting me at all. Any ideas? I'm going to pick on Chad in a minute, so I'm just going to give him like warnings. So he starts out.
Every time I start talking, Kimber's just going back and adding to her roast list.
Wait, hold on. Let me get a pen.
All right, we got 19 more in here.
Yep. Only 19 more to go. Just kidding. So, marketing. So anyone out there that needs marketing ideas, I know all of us are good on content. We don't need anything else, right? So, the magazine that KW puts out quarterly, I think it's amazing. It's very professional, and it replaces, that I don't even know what it's called.
The E-Edge newsletters?
No.
This Month in Real Estate?
American Lifestyle, like the printed one.
Oh gosh.
Am I not supposed to like call out specific names? Shoot. I'm a friend of the show. I'm not a sponsor of the show. Just kidding. Yeah. But a printed
promo code Kimbo Slice and then when you order your merch for 20% off.
Okay. Anyways. I am a big fan of, I am a millennial, which is, I know people think millennials are 21. We're not 21. We're a lot older than that. But millennials, 25. We don't really like printed material. I'll speak for us all. We like something that doesn't come through in print. However, I love to scroll through something that's easy to read, right? So KW has put out a quarterly magazine that is, it's updated quarterly, it's relevant, it's professional. And Garrett has two that I really liked, so I'm highlighting him again. Garrett. So he has a smart plan that just allows you to incorporate the magazine in your marketing. So I'm going to find it.
That I'm really interested in. What have you done, Garrett?
What have you done?
Garrett, also a friend of the show.
Mm-hmm. Bestie. Look at all these labs advisors.
Chad, is there possibly you could fill in public enemy number 1 of the show?
There we go. What?
Here we go. 46. That's summer 20 magazine promo. Yeah, this is
That's it. Okay.
Boom.
Add to SmartPlan. Okay. So then
Edit.
Hit the edit button. And
Wait,
guys, back
yeah.
to editing the button. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna.
Oh, I was like, that message.
And guys, you gotta hit the edit button. Go ahead, Kimber.
What you laugh, but one of you is not going to hit the edit button. So don't do it. Okay. So this is a little bit different. So we've been opening up these plans where there's been text messages, emails, right? That are simple emails. So this, my stress of, hey, make sure you edit this. This now incorporates you editing a design.
Okay.
So Garrett has incorporated a design in here, but we need to go edit this. So I'm just going to click on these 3 little dots and click edit. And then I'm going to say, got it. Okay. So if I had gone and just sent this out, this is some of the stuff that it would have been missing. Is it says it's all just a download, click away, check out my magazine. And then it would have said insert hosting link. And then the view now button, if you go and click edit, you'll notice that it doesn't have a link to anything, right?
So if you sent that out, they'd be clicking that and be going nowhere.
Yes. So when you go and edit the design, right, in the library, in your design library, when you go and publish it, you're going to have a link that you'll just incorporate in here. And that's in your designs.
Yeah. And this is the first time I haven't seen the email designer in a while. And I'm looking at all these options we have now. I mean, this looks great.
Right. It's a preview of the magazine. So this Making Memories, that's what it looks like. And then we're just quickly inserting our link. So we're only updating that piece of marketing 4 times a year. That being said, when I went off on my no print millennial rant, I also love a good, like, someone gives me a note card, right? If someone told me you're awesome in an email or you're awesome on a card would translate to me a lot more. So that being said, you're going to have a crowd that wants print material. And so you can use that magazine to print or to reinforce in an email, or with marketing layering, both, which I love. So I just went off on printing and now I'm telling you to print. So
yeah. And this is making me think we need to do a magazine episode soon, because we got a comment from Marley Johnson. I don't know if our producer can highlight that for us, but Marley Johnson says, where do we get the magazine? Chris Orsini has answered for her. Thank you, Chris. It's in Designs. It's in the Design applet. Look forward to a future episode where we covered that. That's actually a good topic for us.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it comes out the same time as soon as the quarter ends, or it's at the beginning of the quarter, right?
I'm actually not sure. I wish I did. Chad, do you know?
Yeah, I just don't
Chad,
know.
you like printed materials. You read.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Okay. So this is where I put Chad on the spot.
Ooh, here we go.
I can turn my camera off there.
He's going to lose internet connection.
Chad has left the show.
No, I was just interested to see what SmartPlan Chad's favorite was.
Ooh.
So far I have downloaded the first one from Garrett and Mike Hyde's. So those 2 I've already grabbed and put in my own library when we're doing this.
Is there one that's your favorite that's from before, like on the show? Is there one that you would have liked that we haven't talked about that you would say is your favorite that you've used?
Yeah.
Probably the ones that I've built myself.
Okay. So custom. What kind of use cases are you?
Are they live?
I don't know if it's shared. Is one that Andy Fisher, Austin AF has, and it's a 10-day pain. I don't have mine.
So are yours mainly like? But are yours mainly like Facebook or online lead follow-up plans? Are those typically your favorite? Do you have any other use cases that you use SmartPlans for?
Yeah, mine's for follow-up, and mine is really based off. If you scroll back up, Andy Austin AS, really based off of that.
Yeah, Andy's is really good too, because Andy's also Labs advisor. He he actually really goes through the full 10 days. And because SmartPlans has some limitations, it doesn't let you do a true 10 days of pain in one plan. He's actually gone ahead and split his up in multiple parts so that he can hit the limits of what the Smart Plan will do and then tie it into the next one. So that's how he runs his, which is really cool.
And that's a good point to make, is that I understand, and I speak to a lot of my agents that are learning our technology right now. That's something that I'm not going to know when I first dive into SmartPlans, right? That seems a little bit more advanced. And that's just one other reason to be digging in the library and using the library SmartPlans. There's also that whole feeling of that empty canvas that I think it's super overwhelming. You don't have to do empty canvas at KW ever. Yeah, really, ever. So
almost all of my Smart Plans that I use, right, or that my clients use, are people that have gone in, taken one from the library, and then done their tweaks to, added steps to. They've started with something, and I think it always goes back to that lovely quote. I think it was Steve Jobs, Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky, where it was good artists create, but great artists steal. Right. So just take what's already there. These plans are here for you to use. There's an easy way to search for them now with the labs thing that Kimber has been demonstrating for us, where there are some surefire labbed out content for you to be able to go in and take for all kinds of different use cases. We've gone over first time home buyers, Facebook leads. There were more that my brain is shorting out on for some reason. Kimber, let's go through and just we don't have to go through each one because we only have so much time, but let's see what other use cases are. So the neighborhood update intro, we got 10 days of gain/pain, so online. Simple text follow-up to clients that are on auto searches. That's a good one from Saeed. Facebook lead follow-up. Let's keep rolling through.
Yeah.
We've got one for investors. Non-responsive Facebook leads versus just a regular, and then command your sphere one from Mike that we went over. Hyde and Associates, active listing check-in Smart Plans. So that one's going to be some steps checking people who have listings with them. I'm assuming that says active opportunities. Oh, it does say active opportunity Smart Plan. Pre-opportunity buyer Smart Plan. Jessica Borden's monthly neighborhood nurture introduction. So, hey, if you didn't like Saeed or Garrett's introduction, you got Jessica Borden's introduction to go with. We got multiple ways you can do it. July 4th Smart Plans. The magazine Golden Letter. I'm sure there's some gold in that one. Saeed has a lot of great stuff. Upcoming Listing Express. I don't know what Listing Express is, but I want to get on that train. Let's hop on the Listing Express and let's get going.
I'm going to add this.
36 touch. Oh, there's a Utah one.
I didn't know Chad was going to be here, so I feel like I would take that word out now. Just kidding. No, so just really quick, I'll show you this one last because it's mine and it's low key.
Oh, let's go through it.
No, so here's my soapbox about 36 touch, right? So I've been here since the eEdge days, and a thing I feel like I've talked to a lot of agents that they feel like, more or less might be a takeaway, is they're picturing how eEdge, we used to be able to like push buttons and something would happen, right? That being said, the content was very, we didn't really update it. It wasn't relevant, yes, but not current. Maybe hadn't been updated. And really, like today, the consumer doesn't let us get away with outdated, not up to date, not current, right? We all know that. So what I've done just specifically, it says Utah because it's focused on Utah stats, is I'm pushing out content to my state and my agents of, okay, here's one email that you're going to send to your clients every single month, and you don't have to touch it. It exists. And it's on a monthly standalone, right? Because in this environment of Smart Plans, you can't really go in and like plan out your whole year because the content's going to change every 30 days if you're doing something like a market update or something like that. So
you're kind of going for the set it and forget it.
I'm going in the the need is that an agent will ask every 30 days, I need to send out something. And I think the monthly neighborhood nurture is great for this as well. But I want to send out something every 30 days to my database. And usually it comes in the request of a newsletter or some kind of market update, right?
Okay.
And I know you guys that are sitting in market centers, you probably get the same requests a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So how I'm answering that is, okay, I will make your content live every 30 days. And if you want to go brand it to yourself, great. If you want to add 100 people to it and click send, you can do that as well.
Love it.
So I'm releasing out a portion of your 36 touch.
Is there a way that we can preview what that might look like here?
Yeah, no, I just want to talk about it instead of showing
Let's hit the edit button.
Okay, here we go. This is when Chad starts to talk. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Okay. So here is the makeup behind this, right? So obviously it says my name, it says team name or company name, whatever it is, and then it just says September newsletter.
So if you don't edit it and you use it, Kimber thanks you for your business.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is by design how I have put this. And I've been told this from people that do a lot more real estate with me or for me or around me, right? And a lot of people have told me that really it's not about what you send. And I've always been like, get out of here. Yes, it is, because I'm such an aesthetic person. And I just think, well, if it's ugly, no one's going to like it. And that holds its place. That being said, people need to see the only reason you're sending an email to your database is you need them to see your name and your brand every 13 days. Otherwise, they will forget you are the person that they need to hire. So that's why I put that in there. Okay.
Top of mind.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that could be tweaked a little, but I just feel like your name, and I mean, there is no way I'm going to miss that Chad is associated with mock ranches and land, right? That's a brand he consistently reinforces. And now I've just given him a free plug. Isn't that nice of me?
Enter promo code Mock Ranches at the end of this.
Get your American lifestyle.
Live the American outdoor lifestyle.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes. Okay. So this is, again, Utah specific, but I have put in 3 different sections. One is market specific, and these are just UAR stats. I've literally copy and pasted this from a UAR report that comes out every month. And then I have an education piece, which is 8 reasons real estate's the best investment. And then down here, I have recent market activity, and you'll notice there's nothing there. So mine is a risky smart plan to use because I am teaching my people how to use this. So I have to scale it a little bit to make it more on a national massive scale. That being said, I'm just going to show you this.
You're still giving people the skeleton of something great they can start with and do something similar with. Because that's kind of the point of all of these at the end of the day, is to kind of take them, come in, edit them, and make them a little bit yours. And Kimber's giving you a really good solid template to work with. And you probably need to add some recent market activity, maybe your listings.
Yes. So this is why I add this. So I'm a student of a lot of people, but specifically Tom, Mike Ferry, right? Where they're always talking about share your listings, share inventory, right? Tell people, and then tell them again. And your SOI needs to know about your inventory or other inventory. And in Utah, every state's different. In Utah, our rule is as long as the listing links back to IDX feed website, then you're okay to, incorporate other listings on some kind of a marketing piece. So that being said, all I would have to do to go add 2 or 3 new listings over the last week would be go and add the image here. So I've gone in and just basically imported an email template. That's for another class, another time. and then image, and then just go in and plug the link to the property, right? They can just go click on the image. And then down here, these are images that I've done for searching homes or a home value report. You can just go click on those images, edit, and then link it back to your website. And then now you've created your 36 touch newsletter email. You don't have to like pay anybody to do that. You're just like, you have what you need. So that being said, there's still a lot of work to do. So that's usually why people are like, I need an assistant. So yeah.
So how long does it take you to design that every month to send it out, put all that information in?
Yeah. So really, because it's specific content pillars, right? So I've got the market stats that get sent to me every month. I've got one piece of education, and then I've just got stats. Now that I have the consistent content pillars, it takes me probably 15 minutes to put together.
Mm-hmm. So you get I guess your MLS sends you a monthly report. You copy, paste, put the links in, and then you're done.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. And then I would suggest my favorite magazine to source for information is Outfront. Outfront has a lot of information for me and you and leadership. It also has a lot of good information that we can use with our clients. And I think that's probably the underutilized part of Outfront.
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a lot of great content. I do want to quickly point over to Facebook chat and our YouTube audience that's been watching today, which I haven't noticed there being a YouTube audience before, but I haven't really looked. That being said, thank you guys all for showing up. If anybody's got any last questions for Kimber or Chad, if you have any questions for him as well, you can.
Please, someone ask Chad a question.
Chris Orsini says hashtag 36 touch queen. He also says shout out to Saeed as well. Delise says this has been awesome. We appreciate you guys so much. If you have any last questions, feel free to wrap it up as we're waiting on folks, because we know that this stream is on a delay. As we're waiting for folks to ask questions, Kimber, what is your favorite smart plan out of all of these? I don't know that you've given that yet.
Yes. So I know that monthly neighborhood nurture sounds like the cliche one, but honestly,
it's so good. It's so good.
Here's the thing. Hyper local is always going to be my takeaway that I try to leave for people when we're talking about marketing. Hyper local. And I'm also a big student. I'm a student of all the Garys, right? So Gary Keller, also Gary V.
I was going to say, I was like, is it also Gary V?
Yes. And I follow him mainly for advice on being direct. No, I'm kidding. And social media. Yeah, social media is where I jive with him a lot. But he always says, be the social media mayor of your area, your crew, your town, and you will do more business than anybody else in your area. And it sounds like, oh, that's cliche, but I really do believe it's true. And so anything hyper local that you can provide people, that's really what they want, right? Like that's why people post things on Facebook and they ask you, hey, what are you most scared of? I mean, I hate to say it, but people don't care what we're most scared of. They just know that we care what we care about the most, and it's our neighborhood, our area. So I think anything you can do to like meet people where they're at and the location they're at is very relevant. And then quarterly call, I'm just going to say that if we can't reach out to our sphere 4 times a year, then we're probably in the wrong business.
Yeah. If you're not following the DTD2 phone quarterly call, then we may need to do a Labs Advisors on that, on what it is, how to set it up. So I've done it. I saw that you had the same tags in yours, which you're color coded a little prettier than mine. But that's an amazing thing. Just 4 calls a year will change your business. Yeah.
And one thing I want to highlight too, big time about all these plans we've looked at, and one of the reasons why I like the neighborhood nurture.
We'll just close with
Look
this.
at her colors.
It is really good. The big thing I want to close out with on this, last thing I'll mention is I've always been very hyper opinionated when it comes to our communication with our clients. And one thing that I didn't like about 𝐸Edge, there's one thing that I always kind of didn't like about it, which was the content was always very generic. Yes, it was set and forget it, but it was always very generic. And I cannot stand generic content. It's not coming from a place of value. It's just putting your name in their inbox and being a little annoying, because if I get an email from Chad that says, hey, here's some tips to get wine stains out of your carpet, I can't find the unsubscribe button fast enough. I am going in there and getting him out of my inbox as fast as I possibly can. But when Chad is sending me information about my house and information about the neighborhood that I live in, things that are relevant to me and valuable to me. And I'm going to quote a new friend of mine who I've met very recently, Mr. David Breckheimer. He had a line that I really liked. And if you're watching, David, I hope you see this, but always come from value or go home. Just come from value, right? And each one of these plans we were looking at, if you notice, each of them had valuable pieces of information in them. And then the other part, what Gary V would always appreciate, is they had calls to action in all the steps, right? Here's valuable information. Here's how to get more, right? Do this thing. And that's why I love the plans that Kimber, you've done a great job of getting sorted and getting, what's the word I'm looking for? Aggregated, curated. Thank you. Curated is the word I'm looking for. Doing all the curation, yeah.
I'm thinking of a different word. Just kidding.
Chad's about to get kicked out of the call. In any event, guys, thank you so much. Chad, thank you for surprise joining today. I had no idea you were going to be here. Scared the crap out of me at the beginning. So go back and watch the beginning episode when the intro rolls in, and then Chad just pops in and watch me fumble my words for about 5 minutes because I just couldn't mentally handle it.
That was the ghost of Joe's idea.
And Kimber, thank you so much for doing so much work to get this episode together. I really appreciate it. We will be back next week. And next week we have, on the 10th, I'm getting my words correctly here, we're going to be having Jack Crutchfield come on. And Jack Crutchfield's topic is, more leverage in DocuSign. So I'm actually really stoked about that one because we haven't really touched on DocuSign a whole lot so far in this show. So it'd be good to have some information about that. We've got Zach Younger coming up this month as well. And we may even have a Marty Miller at some point, maybe dropping by as well.
I won't be on
so really looking forward to all that. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week on Labs Advisors Live.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
we'll
guys.
see if the producer is paying attention. And